Welcome to Redzone and Lab Podcast with Detox Tea. I am Adrian Blackney, his daughter. Thank you for tuning in today's episode. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Redzone and Lab, and don't forget to hit the notification button. Thank you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Hi, I'm Christian Miles, native Washingtonian and real estate agent servicing the Washington metropolitan area. I started my career as an investor and later transitioned to the residential side. I really wanted to leave the investor side because I wanted to connect with people. Building relationships is important to me. I understand the buying and selling process can be challenging. I get it. I've been there. I'm a mom, wife, friend, and neighbor. I absolutely love helping families and connecting with people. Going through the home buying and selling process is stressful enough. When working with me, I make it fun. As a realtor, I think it's important to be able to connect with you. Every detail is important, no matter how small. Let me take care of the heavy lifting while you focus on the joys of finding a new home. Something I live by: people may not remember what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. With me, it's an experience.
Welcome back to Redzone and the Lab with Deuce.
Welcome back to Redzone and the Lab Podcast. This is Deuce Blackney. And today is day 5 of the NFL 2022 free agency period. We had a lot of different signings. A lot of people has changed teams. A lot of players has changed teams. A lot of players has been traded. The big trade yesterday was the Devontae Adams going to the Raiders for a first or second round pick on this year's draft. It's been a lot of moves, a lot of renegs. It's been a few renegs. I mean, this offseason has been one of the craziest off seasons. But today we're going to talk with our guest is Byron Tindal. He's going to come on and talk about how the Washington Commanders can improve their defense on each level. So I look forward to talking to him, and I look forward to talking to him. Just remember to please just remember to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Redzone and the Lab podcast. You could download the podcast on wherever you get your podcast. I thank you so much for your support, and we got one more day after today to kind of wrap up everything that's happened this past week. So again, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks to all the guests. This is Redzone and the Lab podcast.
There's a lot of bad stigma about shopping for a used car. Well, come visit us at iCargo Motors. We'll take care of you. We'll ensure that your experience is not only seamless and efficient, but also satisfying. Because at iCargo Motors, we believe that the best form of currency is integrity.
Welcome back to Redzone and the Lab with Deuce.
Welcome back to Redzone and the Lab podcast. This is Deuce Blackney, and as promised, we got Byron Tindal on for the first time guest on Redzone and the Lab podcast. He's been a caller a few times to drop off his takes, but now we got him in person. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing today?
All right, so we brought you on today, B, to kind of talk about the Washington Commanders defense and how they can improve from last year, whether it's a team scheme, coaching scheme, adding another player in free agency, or someone in the draft. Like what's your initial take on the defense from last year, after the season, just kind of looking back on that defense? Did it meet your expectations to begin the year, or was it like a disappointment?
It was a disappointment. I feel like when they needed to win. They played like their hair was on fire. And if you're going to establish a culture and an identity, you need to play like that every game, every down, and instill that philosophy. To me, we just out there playing defense. I don't know what we do well. I don't know if we want to blitz or be aggressive or be physical or outsmart them. I don't know. It's just they out there like just playing the game, you know.
So
definitely a middle linebacker.
So they allowed like 104 rushing yards last year on the ground. So, I think that's the biggest disappointment is the defensive line. When it comes to the defensive line, how do you think they can improve, or do they actually need to add some type of a presence to kind of help them along the way, like a veteran presence, like what we lost in Ryan Kerrigan?
Yeah, I would like to see a veteran presence on the line, either a good backup or somebody, but a different. I like Jonathan Allen and I like Payne, but I'm more of a big 375-pound dude that can move, clogging up something, and then you let the freaks work off that. Those guys are good together, but it's not producing the way that I expected to produce or wanted to produce or, think it could produce.
Yeah, and it's not like to me, it's not like an impact. Like they have good stats, individual stats, but it just doesn't, like Aaron Donald, he impacts the game.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's something that I'm looking for. Hopefully, I mean, they paid him the money, but hopefully that they can be. I think Deron Payne ceiling is higher than Jonathan Allen. So that's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you think we should try to, and then, the linebackers, I mean, I think, I know they are really high on Cole Holcomb. But again, I don't see any impact plays. Like I don't see him in the backfield. I don't see him coming up, clogging holes. I see him like dragging people down, shoestring tackles,
right.
But I just don't see that. I don't see that in any of our linebackers. The same thing like with the D-line. Do you think we need to add someone? Where should people play? Does Jamie Davis need to go to outside? How do you think they should address the linebacker position to improve?
Well, I think you should put the Jamin Davis on the outside and keep it simple for him and use his freakish abilities when it's time, let him blitz sometimes, let him drop back, or just keep it simple. Don't try to have him just playing in space. Make it more simple to him and just let him learn with it, But we need a real middle linebacker. And I agree with you on impact player. 3 levels of football. I think the most impactful player we have might be Cam Curl, could be. I don't know. But you should have somebody in that front line and that middle linebacker, and then the next one. I feel if you got a good corner, that's cool. But if you can put pressure on people and stop some of that intermediate stuff, the corner could be all right.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. If you can get that pass rush and cut downs on the quarterback's time that he has in the pocket, they make mistakes and they throw things a little too early.
Yep.
And that makes your corners better. So let's get to the secondary. I really believe, Cam Curl can be that type of guy. He's flashed a lot. I think last year the coaching staff prevented more progression from him by trying to incorporate Landon Collins as a safety.
Yes.
And as we could see in the beginning of the year, they was awful, but they got better once they made that move. The same thing happened last year. Once Landon Collins got hurt, they got better in the secondary. So do you think our secondary is set, with the depth that we have?
So they just re-signed Bobby McCain, right? They got Jackson, who they mismanaged his playing style. Then you got Kendall Fuller, who, consistent player. I'm not going to be up and down with him. He going to give you what he got. Make a play here, get beat here. So I think we could do all right with that crew. If we could get another safety, I'd be happy. Maybe a little veteran presence, somebody that can kind of help Cam Curl out in the learning curve, you know what I'm saying? But still be, but to me, secondary is cool. We need a middle linebacker like water to chocolate.
So I want to get your thoughts. I got 2 players, right? I got 2 players. that I would be ecstatic if we were to get. I'm gonna go linebacker first. Bobby Wagner. What type of presence do you think he'll? Because he's still out there. What type of presence would he bring to this linebacking core and this defense?
I think he'd be the veteran leader that could galvanize a bunch of young players and some veteran players, but like a real veteran presence. When your middle linebacker is a good middle linebacker, he can galvanize a whole team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he especially got some good leadership qualities, and he's going to show it on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he could teach the young guy. You know, maybe he could move the middle linebacker as he gets some weight on him and a little more knowledge of the game and how to pick tendencies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. The defense, Honey Badger, he's still out there. What do you think about? Now he's smaller. He's like 5'9", 175. So he can't play that big nickel role that Landon played. So that might be a negative. But just him himself and everything that he brings, would you think that'd be a good addition?
How old is he now? What, he like 32, 33 maybe?
Nah, Honey Badger's a little younger than that.
29?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say like 29, 30.
I mean, he's a freaky player. He could do a lot of different things. He brings an attitude. If the price is right, but you know, it ain't my money. So yeah, bring him on.
Yeah.
Anything that can get us some guys that's got a Super Bowl ring and a moxie about them, and a chip on their shoulder, you know, and come play and teach these guys how to play and get us an identity, man. Like a real identity that when you play the Commanders, you know you in for football. It's going to be some hitting. It's going to be some smart plays. It's going to be some execution. It's going to be a good game.
Who you got with you there?
Oh, I got Uncle Guy.
Uncle Guy got something to say about the Commanders?
Guy, would you like to say something about the Commanders? Nope. He's a Raiders fan. And then I have
Oh man, I know.
Cowboy.
He probably got a lot to say about the Raiders.
Yeah, they just got Devontae Adams. But then I have my homeboy, Mr. Rock, and he is a diehard Dallas fan. So over the years, we've had epic wins and losses. More losses than wins from my side.
He got anything to say about the lack of moves?
Would you like to speak on your Dallas Cowboys on the podcast?
Nah, I'm good.
He said, "No, he's not."
But tell him they just got Van Der Esch. Tell him they just re-signed Van Der Esch.
Y'all just re-signed Van Der Esch again. Oh, he just shook his head. Yeah, he's not happy.
That was a total hire.
Oh man, that's
it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
But yeah, man. So, what's your expectations next year? I know they was kind of high last year, especially what they showed the year before that. But what type of expectations you have coming up for this upcoming year?
Well, I always say 10-6. It's like a nice baseline. But to be realistic, I think if Carson Wentz can really find that young Carson Wentz and we can see this offense flourish, like true routes, because last year people were open. The quarterback just missed it. And
couldn't get it to him. Yeah.
Couldn't get it to him, you know, and it's nothing. It's just he only got a strong arm. But if you got to do the 6'5" and sling it, maybe we could do 10-7 or 11-6 and just make the playoffs, man. Like figure out something. Get it. And I kind of worry about Ron's coaching sometimes, man. You know, when it gets critical in the when the game get down to that fourth quarter, you're only down by 7 or some, you know, like you don't got to abandon anything. You can play, just run the ball, pass the ball, just get creative.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Ron, I think these first few years he's trying to change his approach from Carolina. So I think he's too hands off. I think he need to be a little more hands-on, especially with like Scott Turner, who is a young coordinator, even Jack Del Rio. You got to be hands, you got to wheel him in. You know, sometimes he can be too conceited over there and think that, you know, his scheme is going to work when obviously it's not.
He's too determined to win without a black quarterback.
What did he say?
He said Ron is too determined to win without a black quarterback. And there's some truth in the joke, because the Haskins thing, I don't know. That was a quick trigger, but Haskins caught it on himself.
Yeah, I mean, even now, he barely was signed back to Pittsburgh. So, he got the blackest of the black. And
and he's still messing up.
And he's still, yeah. All right, man. So I appreciate you coming on, man. I know that Raiders fan is over there excited because the AFC West is packed. And that might be all the games on primetime next year. It might be all AFC West games. Yeah. As far as the boys, yeah, man. I mean, the AFC West has got crazy. It's like the SEC.
Yeah.
The AFC West, man. And the Cowboys fan, well, I don't know what's going on, man, but I think that window is closed on them. So
this past season was their time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was time to make
that window's closing, man. Tight, real tight.
Yeah. So
my pleasure, man. Anytime. I like talking about sports.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man.
Anything.
Appreciate you for coming on, man. Let y'all get back to the tournament, man. But appreciate you coming on, Byron. Look forward to see you again.
Okay,
right,
thanks.
That's Redzone in the Lab podcast. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just coming to you all. Just wanted to share these amazing Tava products with you all that has helped me drop 60 pounds over a year and a half. So look, I'm going to start out with our flagship product, which is our Desean Detox Tea. When I tell you it's amazing, it's going to clean out your upper and your lower intestines. And also, Desean stands for empty in Spanish. That's the first part. Now we have Violate 30, which is vitamin and liquid energy for 30 days. Now, once you detox, it's going to take out good and the bad. So this right here is going to put everything good back in your body, all the nutrients you need. Now, this here is a flare. The flare will definitely get you there. It has no caffeines, no sugars. You will not have jitters. It's all natural, and it gives you great energy. Last but not least, we have our CBD infused coffee, Caprice. Colombian blend. It helps keep you calm. Does not have any caffeines or sugars. It's all natural. Chaga mushrooms and Garcinia gambodia, which is good for memory. So if you want to try any of these amazing products, all you have to do is reach out to me. You can reach me on Facebook at Van Thomas or Instagram at Van_the Detox Man. If you want to reach out, just hit me. I'll gladly get back to you. Peace.
2017 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Deshaun Watson.
Putting him in there too soon, putting him under the gun, understanding the system that he's playing for, the expectations.
Well, I think the preciseness and the accuracy throwing the football.
Excellent pass blocking. Watson keeps it, throws it. Play action. Watson fires and Watson to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
They pass on Deshaun Watson. They're passing on Michael Jordan.
Remaining. Watson protected. Escaping. Gonna run for it. You get a block on the edge. He's gonna get there. First down and more. And Deshaun Watson inside the 10 into the end zone for a touchdown. 43 seconds remain. Here comes pressure off the edge. It's Von Bell. He gets rid of it downfield. And he did it! He did it! He did it! Kenny Stills! Welcome to the Texans! Watson, pressure off the edge. Watson survives it and then checks down to Jones. Jones inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, to the
All right, after a total shocker, Deshaun Watson is choosing to waive his no trade clause to play for the Cleveland Browns. So let's do a little bit of background briefly. So his last three teams included the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, and the Cleveland Browns. They all made their pitches. They all met with him. Yesterday, he ruled out the Cleveland Browns. Yesterday evening and today, it was between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints brass flew out to Atlanta where Deshaun Watson was, because Deshaun Watson flew out to meet with Arthur Blank and the Falcons in Atlanta, but everyone else came to him, which was kind of telling that, you know, he was leaning towards Atlanta. Also, there was some rumors and some reports coming out that he was a ball boy. He's from there. He played at Clemson. Atlanta was out in front. I mean, he had some of the homegrown rappers reaching out to him. They pretty much was ready to give him the keys to Atlanta. So everyone else is kind of looking at like this is a wrap. He told the Browns yesterday, you know, you're out. It's between the Saints and the Falcons, and everyone was kind of thinking it was the Falcons. It was kind of leaning that way. So this morning, his team started reaching out to the Falcons and the Saints to add compensation, to add more compensation. Because remember, this is supposed to start his new max contract that he signed with the Texans at the beginning of the 2020 season, right? That massive deal that he got from them. So they begin to reach out to them to ask for more money, you know, to try to get more guaranteed money from those teams for the trade. This is Deshaun Watson's camp. So the Saints and the Falcons was kind of, you know, worried. You know, they were showing resisting. They were resisting to add more, you know, to give him more guaranteed money. So that opened the door this morning to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns was willing to give them more money, which they ultimately did. I mean, they gave him a $48 million raise because the initial contract with over 4 years was for 180. Was for 136 million. So now his new deal is 5 years, $230 million dollars, and all of that money is guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed. $230 million over 5 years for Deshaun Watson. And that's what tipped the hat. You know, Cleveland was willing to do that. The Saints and the Falcons were not. So that's why Deshaun Watson has chosen to waive his no trade clause for the Cleveland Browns. So please let me know how you feel about this. Is it worth it? Are they going to win? Does it make it Super Bowl bound? Because we know the AFC is stacked. I mean, they have stacked, especially the AFC West. So let me know. Leave me a comment, shoot me a DM. Let me know how you feel. It's Redzone in the Lab podcast. This Deuce.
Thank you for listening to Redzone in the Lab podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Redzone in the Lab. And you can download our podcast at Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. And please visit our website at redzoneinTheLab.com. Thank you.